Hello, fourth graders. It's Mrs. Bramblett. I'm so excited to be here with you today to do our lesson on day 4 of week 4 of our distance learning. We will be learning about capacity today and how to measure it and how to convert it. But before we do that, I know that you guys often start off in your classrooms with your teachers and classmates telling something good and sharing that with your teachers and your friends. I want to encourage you to continue doing that. Wake up each morning. Start each school day thinking of something good because there's always something good going on. There's always something to be thankful for. And share that with your family. Send a text message to a friend, message your teachers. We love hearing those things. Since we've been apart, I've gotten lots of pictures of students from my class working on different things and trying to go on about their day as normal as possible. And that's the good thing that I want to share today. So I have a couple of pictures I wanted to share with you guys, just to start off with my good thing. This is a picture of Robbie and his grandfather. Robbie's a student in my class, and his mom shared this with me to show a picture of him doing a puzzle with his grandfather. So that just made my day and made me so happy to see. And then another picture, and this is just a couple, and I've gotten a lot, but I just wanted to pick a couple to share with you because, like I said, this is my good thing. This is what makes me happy each day to see these pictures. Catherine in my class is continuing to do morning announcements with her little brother each day, and that's how I've chose to start my school day, is watching her morning announcements and kind of making it feel like a normal school day. So anyway, that's my good thing. I encourage you, like I said, to share yours as well. All right. With that said, let's go ahead and get started on our lesson. Today, our content objective and our language objective, what we're learning and how we're going to prove that we've learned that, is that I can find the rule and use a conversion chart to convert different units of measurement so that I can record, which means to write or to type, measurement conversions from larger units to smaller units on a chart. So those are our objectives for today. So what does it mean to convert units of measurement? To convert measurement means to change the value from one unit to another equivalent unit. Remember, equivalent means that it's equal, it's the same. And when we're measuring capacity, we're measuring the amount of liquid that something will hold. And if you look here on this chart, you have some capacity strips. And these are a really good tool to use to help you with converting or changing one type of measurement to, or one unit of measurement to another. So for example, if I look down here, if I want to find out how many quarts are in a gallon, I would look here at this gallon strip and then look down and find my strip with the quarts. And I could see that it takes 4 of those quarts to be equal to 1 gallon. If I wanted to know how many cups are in a pint, I could look down at my cups and see that 2 of those cups is equal to 1 pint. So this is a really great tool to use to help you to make those conversions. Before we get started on actually converting units of measurement, I wanted to show you some examples that I had around the house. Now, with the way things are, I don't have all of those tools here with me, but I was able to find quite a bit of those. Now, when we measure capacity, just like anything else that we measure, there are customary units that we use mainly here in the United States, and there's also the metric system that a lot of other countries use when we're being scientists. We want to make sure that we're using the metric system, but typically we measure in gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. So an example of something that you probably have in your home is a gallon, like a gallon of milk. You can see that here. Sweet tea, lemonades, different things come in gallons, but this is a real world example of a gallon. All right. Another thing, like when you're measuring capacity that you might measure in, is quarts. Now, I didn't have an object here that measured a quart, but I have a measuring cup that measures a quart. Okay, and I can flip it over here and I can see right here where it says quart. So if I poured my milk in this measuring cup up to here, that would be 1 quart. It also shows me that how to measure that in cups, and 4 cups is the same as 1 quart. A cup, this is a measuring cup. So if I filled 4 of these full of milk and poured them into this container, that would be equivalent to 1 quart. All right. If I wanted to see how many of these a gallon of milk would hold, if I were converting that, it would take 4 of these to fill up 1 gallon. Okay. Now we talked a little bit about the metric system, and if I were going to use like liters, this would be like a 2-liter bottle of pink lemonade. This is an example of 1 liter of Sprite. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much liquid that holds. Now another, like I said, we talked about gallons, quarts, pints, and cups. I didn't show you an example of pints because I didn't have anything here at my home, but this would be an example of a pint. The milk cartons that you drink out of at school measure a pint, which is also the same as 2 cups. So that would be an example of a pint. All right, so what I would like for you to do now is I want you to pause the video of me, and I want you to go to slide number 4 on your slides, and I want you to listen to the story about Gallon Land. Now, like we said, capacity is used to measure the amount of liquid that a container holds. This story tells you about a place called Gallon Land, where there's queens, a prince, and a princess, and some cats. And all of those stand for your queen is your quarts, your prince and princess are the pints, and your cats are the cups. So it's just a good way to kind of help you to remember how many quarts are in a gallon, how many cups are in a pint, things like that. So go ahead and pause my video, and I want you to watch the video of Gallon Land. All right. So if you have had a chance to watch the video, like I said, hopefully that and the capacity strips will be a good visual to help you to remember how to convert units of measurement. And if the picture here with the big G and the Q's, like you can even draw that out on paper to help you as well, or you can go online and search for the Gallon Man. A lot of times or Gallon Land, it will give you some pictures of that as well if you wanted to save it or print those out. All right, so let's practice a little bit with what we've used. I have a word problem for you. And it says Ellen needed to buy 3 gallons of lemonade for the class party, but she could only find quart containers at the store. How many quarts did she need to buy? Now, when we're in class, we always ask you guys on a lot of our tasks to answer your problems using pictures, numbers, and words. So I have a model here on our next slide that represents that word problem. So let's take a look at it again because it's always good to read it more than once. Ellen needed to buy 3 gallons of lemonade for the class party, but she could only find quart containers at the store. How many quarts did she need to buy? So here I have a model where I have 3 gallons. I know, and if I need to look back at my conversion chart, if I want to see how many quarts are in a gallon, I can see here in my capacity strips that there are 4 quarts in a gallon. So for every 1 gallon, I'm going to make 4 quarts. Here's my second gallon, another 4 quarts, and my third gallon, and another 4 quarts. So this model helps me find the answer to the question. If I need 3 gallons of lemonade and I can only find it in quart containers, then I'm going to need 12 quarts to be equivalent to the 3 gallons that I need for my party. All right. Okay, so let's take a look here at this chart. Our objective says that we will record measurement conversions from bigger units to smaller units on a table. So keeping in mind that 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts, I want you to think about if I had 1 gallon, how many quarts that would be. 2 gallons, how many quarts that would be. 3 gallons, and so on. All right, so 1 gallon would be equal to 4 quarts. This is where your multiplication facts come in handy also. 2 gallons would be equal to 8 quarts. 3 gallons would be equal to what? 12 quarts, because 3 times 4 is 12, and each gallon is equal to 4 quarts. 4 gallons would be equal to 16 quarts. 5 gallons would be equal to 20 quarts, because 5 times 4 is 20. 6 gallons would be equal to 24 quarts. So now it's your turn. Click on the assignment for day 4 in your Google Classroom. Don't forget to submit it when you are finished, and leave a comment if you need help. All right, so that's the end of our lesson for today. I hope everyone is doing well and staying healthy and making the best out of this situation that we're all in together. We love you guys. See you soon.